So, you're a SuperCard player. Maybe you're a bit of a creative dude like me. You want to take that creativity and your passion for WWE SuperCard and put it together for a stream. I'm going to tell you how. Let's get into it. So first things first, a lot of people come into my chat, and that's what inspired this video, by the way. There's a link in the description down below, twitch.tv/KingKitten. Your boy streams quite often. Twitch partner. Gotta flex that every now and again. Come over and hang out. But people come into chat and they say, hey, Deej, I really want to start streaming SuperCard. Any tips? And I'm like, man, there's a lot to cover. So let me do a video on it. And every time someone asks now, I can send them to this video. First things first, you're going to need an emulator of some sort. I mean, you can use your phone display to really connect into the computer, and there are programs that allow you to, emulate your gameplay. Mirror your screen, we use that word, but it's a lot easier if you just use an emulator itself. So there are things out there, there are programs, I will link them in the description down below. There's stuff like BlueStacks, there's LDL Player, there's Nox, there's Memu. There's a whole variety. Honestly, Android emulator, all you need to type into Google, you'll find a variety, and it's all personal preference. Whatever you prefer, whatever suits you better, whatever runs smoother. Try a few out, see how you go. Next thing you're gonna need, broadcasting software. Now, I use OBS Studio, so the enhanced version of OBS, I guess you'd say, which is open broadcasting software. You can use stuff like Streamlabs OBS, which is slobs for short. I think there's XSplit and stuff like that. Once again, this is all going to come down to preference. It's going to take a bit to get used to the interface if you haven't already started using the interface. If you've streamed OBS before and you've used either Streamlabs or OBS Studio, then skip this step. You won't need to listen to what I'm saying here. You can go forward about a minute and a half. I'll timestamp in the description once again so you guys can skip through the shit you've already heard. But this is important for the new ones that come in and go, I want to stream this. How do I stream this? Well, you're going to need OBS. And we're going to teach you how to set everything up step by step. So once you have your open broadcasting software, that is what I'm using right now for this. As you can see, I have everything there. As you can see on the side here, my scenes, I have the raid stuff from when we were sponsored. We got our SuperCard bingo, our camera, which is what you're seeing right here, and which is of course, no spoilers, but it's the outro for the hot tags, hot takes. Would you like to see it? Let's give you a quick little preview. Not bad, right? Not bad. Jordan made that one. Anyway, back to me talking to you about this. We have got our open broadcasting software together, right? Now, the only thing we need to add in here now is how to work out how to get things into OBS. Once again, if you've used OBS, if you've used Streamlabs, you know how to do all this. You're going to click the little plus down here, and you're going to add what you need down here. That's all you're going to do. You're going to add in images if you have overlays, images if you have images to add to the screen, video capture device for your webcam if you have a webcam. Of course, you'll add in media sources if you have things to play like that outro for the Hot Tags, Hot Takes podcast, which is kind of cool. Follow that channel down below. Now, you can use either a combination here of window capture or game capture. I'm not actually too sure if game capture works for emulators. I really don't know. I think I normally use window capture and it's for BlueStacks. So I'll click window capture. I'll go to new one. As you can see, Discord, emulator, interwebs, lol. They're all there already, but I'll add a new one just for the sake of it. I'll just name window capture 4 for now because why not? And we'll add a new one right now. There it is. BlueStacks comes up straight away. Usually you'll drop down if you need to. You see I'll drop down, you'll see my programs here. BlueStacks, Jordan on Twitch, he's live right now. Do check out his link in the description down below. Macho had replied to me on Twitter. My Smooch Discord, obviously we're talking in Discord, and in Spotify. But I'll choose BlueStacks because obviously that's what I'm using to emulate. BlueStacks, simple as that. You can turn off capture cursor if you don't want that on. It would just turn off your cursor on the screen of the emulator. For purposes of this video, I'll keep the cursor on. Okay, and suddenly, there is our emulator. Added to the screen. Just a simple drag and pull now. As easy as that. Now, most SuperCard overlays are going to have the game either on this side over here, maybe a little bit bigger. Just drag that up to match the overlay. Either over here, where mine is, or it's going to be in the middle. Comes down to preference. When you have an overlay set up, whether you get one commissioned from people like Jordan, Patty, anyone else that's making SuperCard overlays, or whether you've made your own from scratch, which is what I did myself. It's all a bit of Photoshop playing around, so if you are brand new and just starting out, if you just want to keep the basics, you can just add an image in the background here. Once again, you click a little plus, you'll click image, add whatever image you want in the background. You layer those things by simply dragging them down. So if I drag this down below display capture, it disappears. It's behind the display capture. I'll move it back up. It's now in front of it again. That's all you have to do. So if you do add an image and you don't have an overlay set up for SuperCard, you will just add that image in the background. Simple as that. A little bit of an overlay will help a lot. It goes a long way. I do stress that it is quite hard to get a following in SuperCard or get people to want to watch your Twitch channel in SuperCard without having a camera, an overlay. You have to have something that draws someone in, and then they go, this looks great. And then your camera and your presence is there, so people go, wow, he's really entertaining. I'd like to stick around and watch more of his channel. But it can be done without cameras, hence Bullfrog Fun Time. Shout out to Froggy. So, I've added this in. Of course, you can see SuperCards there on my emulator. Once again, once you download BlueStacks, that's the emulator I'm using, my choice. I went to the Google Play icon right next to it, signed into the Android store, downloaded SuperCard, linked my account to my Facebook. All pretty standard things. If you do need an answer on how to do that, you can just ask in the Discord or comment down below. Of course, I'm happy to answer questions where needed, because this won't be a fully in-depth, long guide, but it'll be what I can to really mainline and mainstream a guide on how to stream this stuff. So we've added our capture, obviously. We've got the game capture. Maybe I want a bit of an overlay here. What do I feel like adding? Well, I have an overlay set up. But once again, for purposes of this video, we'll just use a random image in the background. So let's find one. So for the purposes of the video, I'm going to use my old overlay for Rumble Tier. Of course, I've changed it up now. If you've been in my streams, you've seen. Now it's in front of me. You've lost the camera. You've lost the game. What's happening? Well, once again, I'm just going to drag where it says my new image 35 in my sources down below my window capture and below my camera. And there we are. We are back and in business, baby. The camera is above the image, so it gives me a bit of a base to really keep my background. It's a bit of a wow factor. You don't have to have webcam borders. You don't have to have game borders. If you're brand new starting out, this is just a way to get people to come into your stream and go, I like that background, or that color stands out. Maybe use an image of something that relates to people, a WrestleMania background, a background of your favorite wrestler. It doesn't have to be photoshopped and blurred out like mine was. For convenience sake, that's just what I've used. But of course, any image will do as long as it's not stealing the attention from what is the main part, and that is the game and yourself. Right now, after this, you're going to want to add in certain things to your screen, because this is pretty bland, right? It's just you and the game, which does work. You can actually just have that. My own personal overlay I use has just that. Myself, the game, a little bit of neons everywhere. It's my gimmick, right? But my camera is a lot bigger, so I'm currently using quite a small camera. If I wanted to really make myself look bigger, I'll just drag that. I'll disappear for a minute, but I can put myself here. Once again, I've rounded out webcams. It all looks fancy. There are plenty of guys to do this, so you can also look these up. But for purpose sake, I'll keep my webcam here. We'll use the game in the middle. And I'm going to need something on the left side of the screen here. It's going to come down to preference. You can add in a Twitch chat, which once again, you will click the plus. So just for now, I'll minimize that, and we'll minimize, not my camera, we'll minimize the game. You'll come down here, you'll click the plus, and you'll add in a browser source, and you get that browser source from something like Streamlabs. If you're using pretty much anything you need is going to come through Streamlabs. Stream Elements is also a great place for it. Streamlabs, log in with your Twitch credentials. You'll see a thing on the side which says all widgets. You'll click on that, and there's a thing that says Twitch chat. That's all it is. It'll give you a little browser code. You'll click on browser here. You'll go to create new, and in this little box here, this URL, you'll see it on screen right now. In this URL, it's going to pop up. I'll put it here so you can see. In the URL there, you'll enter in whatever URL it gives you for your Twitch chat. Once again, for purpose sake of this video and to mainline what's happening, kind of streamline I should use, not mainline, I'm just going to cancel that. I'm just going to delete browser 6 because I don't need it. I have a chat set up already, but I will. Browser, add existing. I'll scroll down, and then you saw there, large chat where donation goals and jars and all that kind of stuff. They're all the same thing. Streamlabs, you set your donation goal, it'll give you a browser. Just add this browser into browser sources. Large chat pops up. Suddenly my chat is now on my screen. There's nothing happening in my chat right now. I'm offline. But once again, for purpose sakes, we'll keep it there for now. I'm going to turn this back on, the image. I'm going to turn the game back on, and chat's going to be there. So let me type a few things in my chat, and we'll see it pop up on screen. So you'll see with me spamming the chat, it's all over the screen. You can see what's on the screen right now. You can see that the chat box is on the left of my game. I can really minimize that if I want to. If I want to make it really small and just have it in the middle here somewhere and Maybe add in a little bit of a text up the top. I'll go to import. Once again, click the little plus down the bottom. Simple as that. Add text. Call it whatever you want and just write chat. Simple as that. Chat. Obviously, I won't use this font. This is all just, once again, streamlining the purposes. I'll put chat there. I'll grab the chat box, make it a little bit bigger, which is all done just by simply grabbing the command and making it bigger, and I'll put it right there. Simple as that. Simple as that. Really not that hard to set up this part of all of it. I'm gonna get into some really good tips and tricks, which is coming in about a minute's time, so I understand this video might be up around 15 to 20 minutes, and if it is, I'm very sorry. But once again, I'll timestamp down below so you don't have to watch all this OBS stuff. This is just for the brand new streamers that are like, what am I doing? What am I using? How do I start? So this is all set up. This is literally all you need for an overlay. Something on the left. I'm pointing right, of course. Okay, something on the left. Game, and then your camera. That's all you need. If you don't have a camera, you don't have to use the camera. I can always turn this off and have something in the top right where my camera was. I could have a little avatar. I could have my logo. I could have whatever. I could have an image of Drew McIntyre as champion if I wanted it. As long as you have something that's going to draw the attention of people, they're going to come into your stream. And then it's up to you to keep them. And we're going to give you some tips on how to keep them there. For this, I'm going to switch to my overlay, and I'll further explain why I use this overlay, how I set it up, and how you can try and match it. So I switched to my overlay, which you can see. I've not entered in anything to do with the game. The game is not over there yet. That is where I put my game. This is obviously where my camera scene goes. I made this overlay. This took me a little bit through Photoshop. I played around with a few things. I've added my logo in. I've added in donation goals and stream goals and all these types of packages and these neon things you see going. They're all available on places like Nerd or Die, on places like Owned, I think it's called. There's like Vibe or something like that. There's a whole bunch that do stream packages. If you are willing to spend a bit of money, you can easily get these assets to add to your stream. Or of course, if you're feeling like you are Mr. Graphic Designer, you can create them yourself and add them in. I take a whole bunch of different assets from different stream overlays and I throw them all together in one, hence this overlay here. You can see all the neons, all the fancy colors going, the neon background. It matches my gimmick, which is the purple and the pink and the blues, as you can see behind me. This matches it perfectly. It really captures the eye of a viewer. If a viewer sees me in the category, now this is important. If you are a streamer, this is important. In the category of whatever game you're playing, you're not going to be in the top row. Unless no one's live, which is fair enough. But it's likely if you're brand new to SuperCard without a following, you're not going to be in the top row of that stream. So the top row will have names like JB, Funky Town, myself, Marcinio, Mauricio, Hughie. There's a whole bunch of names that when we're live, will all be in that top category, and that's fine. This is not putting down anyone that streams this game because this is what it's for. This video is to help other people stream this game and bring more attention to the game that we all love. You're going to be in the second, the third, maybe even the fourth row on Twitch directory, but that's okay because they still see that on their main screen. And sometimes people don't want to click on the chats that have 150 plus viewers like the Twitch partners that stream this game. Sometimes they're not going to want to go, Deej is live, 100 people in his chat, I don't want to talk to all of them. Who else can I watch? And that's completely fine. People are going to have different tastes for different days. That's where it comes in important that you have something that can attract their eyes and bring them to your stream. This is what attracts their eyes for me. I have a pretty big following in this game. Okay, that sounds kind of toxic. I have a following in this game. It's not pretty big. It's a following. I don't have that many followers, to be honest. I average around 80 to 100 viewers per stream for SuperCard. That's purely because I think a lot of new faces come in and see all this bright stuff going on in this big webcam and they go, what's he doing? And as soon as they come in, I use my boyish charm and my wit to keep them in the stream. Well, at least I try to. I think they might stay around sometimes because I'm pretty fucking stupid too. Who knows? Whatever your shtick is, make it work for you. Froggy has the ASMR voice. Chance had his hype glasses. Of course, we have a pair of them as well. Jordan has the bright gold overlay where people come in and then suddenly, because of Jordan's ability to capture your attention by asking questions to keep you in chat, you're there for a long time. That's how it goes. I've only used examples of my close friends, of course, that stream this game, but everyone has their own different shtick of how to keep streamers, how to keep viewers, I should say, in their chat. It's going to work for you. It's going to take time. You need to understand that streaming SuperCard and streaming in general, being in front of a camera is an art. It's a practice. The more you practice it, the better you get. You don't just go onto a tennis court or go into a basketball court and suddenly you're Michael Jordan. That's not how it works. Practice makes perfect, and it's the same with this. This is honing your craft. So, let's switch back to full cam, and I'm going to give you some tips on what I think makes a good stream. So as you can see, this is my just chatting screen. I don't use this often in streams when I'm doing SuperCard because SuperCard is just chatting 2.0. That's the first tip I'm going to give you. If you do want to be someone in the SuperCard community, it is of prevalent importance. It is top. It is top that you either have a clear microphone. Now, it doesn't have to be a Shure. That's very loud, I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be a Shure microphone. It could be a Blue Snowball. That's what Chance used for the first year and a half he streamed. It could be anything that's really just clear. I'm fairly certain Funky still uses a headphone mic at the moment. He's obviously bought another one, and by the time this goes live, he might have that other one, so shout out to Funky. But headset mics work. There's one right here. I don't have it extended because of my microphone here. Headset mics work as long as you're in a clear surrounding. You don't have fans blasting in your microphone. There's no background noise. You're not constantly typing on your keyboard and they can hear all that in your headset. Clear microphone. Because if someone comes in and you don't have a webcam like this to really show off what's in your background and why people would want to stay in your chat and ask you about what's in the background, they need to hear you and they need to understand that, oh, he knows what he's talking about, or he's greeted me, or he's been welcoming. Keep them in your chat somehow. The only ways that's doable, clear microphone. And this is part 2, and I'm sorry, Froggy, because you're going to hate me for this. A webcam. It's quite important, at least in my opinion. SuperCard is essentially just chatting 2.0. So for wrestling fans who like to talk about wrestling, that's fine. That's all well and good. And people will come in and they'll ask you, how are you doing in Road to Glory today? What's the heroic card? How do I get better cards? You're going to get these questions. You can answer them with a microphone, sure. But sometimes the microphone won't be the selling point. Sometimes people will go, okay, well, he answered my question, now he's just playing the game. There's a bit of radio silence, he's not talking that much. I might go check out JB. That's what's going to happen. This happens. Don't get yourself down. If you have a webcam, you can prevent this because of your background. This is an inviting space. Someone joins my stream, they see Lost Dinosaur, they see Candice LeRae on the wall, they see Priscilla Kelly, Roman Reigns, they see Pikachu light up, they see the belts, they see Scream masks. I have a lot of relatable things that people can come in and then comment and go, wow, that's cool, I also have that. Hey, I didn't know you were a Roman fan. I'm not really, but anyway. Hey, I didn't know you were a Candice mark. I didn't know you had an Undertaker painting. I like your lights. Something that's going to draw the eyes. Once again, this leads back to the directory as well, because the directory is where you're going to be seen when people search SuperCard, unless you already have a following, which is fine. But you need something that's going to capture the audience. It's going to captivate them. They want to come back. They're not going to want to come back if you're not talking and if you don't have something that's selling the image, right? It works. Once again, I'll go back to my SuperCard overlay very quickly. A little transition here. And just for entertainment's sake, I turn the camera off and you just see Alexa standing there. Just walk into the ring. Maybe I'll stream like this sometimes. I don't know. I've never done it, but maybe I will. I still will always make sure I welcome in new viewers and will keep the chat flowing. You don't ever really want to have a time where there's radio silence, especially if you don't have a webcam. It's even more important with no webcam. If I have a webcam and it's on like this and chat gets a little empty and nothing's really being said, I can just kind of relax, you know? I can grab my Pepsi and then I can ask a question to chat. Open-ended questions are your key here when you want to be a streamer in general. But this is a very important factor because someone's going to come into your chat and go, hey man, what's the heroic card? You answer, that's it. They don't follow, they don't talk again, they're done. Give them an open-ended question. Oh, nice to see you, Goddess. We'll use Goddess. Nice to see you, Goddess. The heroic card is Bobby Fish. I'm not too sure about the under tiers because I'm not currently in that tier. How's your grind going? How's GU going for you? How's Ring Domination going for you? What are you up to? What card are you on? Are you excited for WrestleMania 37 tier? Open-ended questions that are gonna make that person want to type back to you and go, oh, he's directed a question to me. I feel personable. He's relating a question to me. It's very important. It's very important. That's more important than even having the game on your screen. I could probably go live in SuperCard, despite the fact that I wouldn't be playing the game, so I wouldn't do this, but I could go live in the SuperCard category with no game over here, just my camera, and still have 80 to 100 viewers because I'm talking, I'm bringing them in. I have a following, sure, but I bring people in. I've done it. I've been logging into other accounts to claim packs for my team, especially on the tier event launch, I should say, where it's just a black screen here, but people will still want to come in. That's down to a few things. Obviously, the catchy overlay and the fact that when someone does come in and says, "Wow, what'd you get for your freebie?" I go, "Hey, I got Matt Riddle. Pretty cool, huh? Destin wants to give me 5 subs to delete the card. Should I do it?" Should I do it is an open-ended question. They're immediately going to reply. Maybe even other viewers are going to say, "Oh my god, you're going to delete a brand new card you just got? Wow, the tier just came out." It's an open-ended question that's going to invite chat to want to talk to you, and that's very, very important. Now, without rambling even more, because obviously there's a bit to talk about in how to become a Supercard streamer, you've got your overlay set up, you've got all your OBS and Streamlabs stuff, and I didn't really do much of an in-depth guide on that because it's not my place to do that. If you do want to find out how to add sources to OBS, just a small OBS guide. I think I helped out as much as I probably really can in that short amount of time. Now, more steps onto how to really solidify yourself in that Supercard directory that's going to make people want to click on your stream and want to be around your stream is your title for your stream. You will see my title is usually always, I'll try and pop it up somewhere around here, a couple of emojis, title, emoji, and then a space of like follow me on Twitter or follow me on Discord, something like that. Emojis pop, they catch the eye, and a catchy title is important. So a title like Grinding Giants Unleashed, that ain't gonna do very well because everyone is Grinding Giants Unleashed. What makes you stand out more than the rest? A title like, Are you a wrestling fan? What's your favorite wrestling match? Can I get this Giants Unleashed free to play? Deletion stream, Ring Dom in the Kingdom, something like that. Something that's catchy, something that's different to what you're gonna see from your standard Supercard streamers. Now, there's gonna be, if you're going live when the event first goes live, there's about 40 channels that go live. Now, I'm not saying don't go live at that time. Obviously, solidifying a time slot and working out a schedule is going to be important for you because consistency is another big step. And I don't really have a list of what steps are important here, but this video is just a compilation of what I think makes it a good Supercard streamer, let alone a good streamer in general. But it's very important that you understand that pretty much 30 of those 45 channels live are going to have a standard title of Event Start GU this week, or Grinding GU, or Giants Unleashed ! Have something different. Have a title that's going to catch eyes, whether it is a question, whether it's a pun on the event or who's in the event. Like when we did Giants Unleashed for Keith Lee, I had Giants Unleashed for Keith Lee's last name. Something catchy, something that people are going to go, ah, that's kind of funny. Even if the joke is quite shit, people can still come in and go, wow, that's a really cringe title. They're still clicking on your stream. And then you can convert their opinion from being, man, this guy's got a cringe title, to, oh, I actually don't mind hanging out here. This is kind of fun. I'm definitely going to come back. It all comes down to being personable. This step is pretty important. I think this is step 4 or 5. I've lost count. I'm sure you probably have as well because I've already been talking for like probably 15 minutes. But this step is important. If you are some sort of anxious or nervous when streaming, I completely understand that. Chat dies down a little bit, you start to freak out, you're like, oh no, no one's talking, what do I do? There's 2 options here. 1, practice. Practice. Do what I'm doing right now. Record yourself talking to your camera, pretending you're live. There's no one here. There's no one in my Twitch chat. This is being recorded for a YouTube video. My neighbors probably think I'm an idiot. But I do this daily, so I'm used to it. And you will be too if you practice. Now, option number 2 is have friends in a Discord call with you. Not too many. You don't want to oversaturate it. You'll see sometimes in my stream, I get people ask me, can I join the Discord? And I'll have to decline them. I'm just like, sorry. You could come hang out in the Discord and talk and all that kind of stuff and write in the chats. And when I'm not online, we can hang out. When I'm live, it's usually only the standard group of Froggy, Jordan, Goddess, or Chance, and never usually all of us at once because there's too much going on. Chat can't talk to me. Discord's talking to me. Chat don't want to hear all that. 1 or 2 friends, perfect number. When I was first starting out, I had a couple friends that I'd join, and we'd just talk. We'd both go live at the same time. We'd use a multi-stream link, which you can, once again, it's multi.twitch.tv/yourstream/the other person's stream name. Simple as that. Easy to set up. And we just link that in our titles. We go multi-stream with a friend. multi-stream with 3 people, multi-stream with 4 people. You'd have someone in Discord. So if chat was slow and no one was talking, which is what's going to happen when you first start out, you're not going to be 100 viewers. You're not going to be probably even 30 to 40 viewers. You're going to start slow, but don't let that throw you off the track. Let that motivate you. When you do get that new viewer come in, you're talking to your friend in Discord and you're clicking. You're playing GU. You're like, yeah, oh wow, I'm on the behemoth card already. I'm killing it. A viewer comes in and goes, hey, how are you? Simple as that. We use a simple question. And immediately you go, oh, hey. That has to be your main focus, your viewer in chat. Now you are in Discord with your friends. Hotkey a mute button, hotkey a deafen button. Just understand that when a viewer comes into your chat, that's your main focus, not your Discord. Not your Discord. You need to hone the craft. And as I said, practice makes perfect. So hopefully these steps are going to help out a little bit more. I get asked a lot of the time on how I can improve my stream, or what do you think I could do to really help me with this certain aspect, or how can I become more comfortable in front of the camera? And it is just going to come down to practice makes perfect. Please understand that if you aren't live, if you aren't recording, if you aren't even just, you have 4 hours spare per night and you'd like to record something, start up a YouTube channel. Advertise yourself somewhere else. Just record yourself in general to watch it back and see how you are. But it's important that you're practicing. There's a couple steps I just mentioned in there that we are going to touch on very quickly, which is practice does come down to watching back your own content as well. If you don't watch back what you did in stream, how are you going to know what was good and what wasn't? It is important to look at that. Sometimes certain things will hit, certain things will miss. If you go back and you see what was doing well, what was well received, you'll know that you can continue to do so. If it wasn't too well received, maybe you can change it up. It's all about criticism and how much of your own constructive criticism you can take. While it's good to be your own worst enemy, you need to make sure that you're also supporting yourself as well. It's a fine line, but if you're with a supportive crowd, it's very easy to do. Shameless plug, we have a Discord to be able to promote self-promotion, stream promos, video promos, help support each other essentially. So if you do need any kind of support, or you do want to make some new friends just general about wrestling, !Discord in my Twitch chat when I'm live, and of course the link in the description down below. You can come through and just hang out. Second thing that I was going to touch on just then, and this is probably the biggest one in a 30-something minute video, is you have to self-promote elsewhere. You have to have some kind of content elsewhere from Twitch. Twitch's discoverability is really not there. Even in something like SUPERCARD, which is quite a small game in terms of streamers, if only the max channels live is 45, you can scroll that in probably one scroll wheel. So you can be found and you will be found. But if you're promoting elsewhere, it will double the discoverability. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your choice is, your social media, make sure you're posting once or twice a week. You don't need to overdo it. There are channels out there, Alpha Gaming, Harris Heller, Stream Scheme, that are going to tell you how to really do this stuff and how to hone your craft on YouTube. That's another video. But just make sure your content is elsewhere to be found. Because if someone comes over, and I actually can't tell you the amount of times how many people come over and go, hey, I'm from the YouTube. And I'm not even a big YouTuber. I have 4,000 subscribers. In comparison to some of these SUPERCARD YouTubers, that's crazy. That is crazy. I wish I was harder on myself earlier during my starting up of streaming, that I could have been 20,000, 50,000 subscribers and a Twitch partner. I have one of those things done. But I worked hard on Twitch to get where I was. If I took that and put it into YouTube, it would have naturally helped it as well. I didn't, but I'm here to tell you to do that. Make sure you are promoting. I use TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I use it all. Discord, I use it all. I will always post a little highlight from my stream. I'll post that I'm going live. I will post content that's not on my stream. So when we do a bounty breaker, I didn't do it on stream. I put it in a video because I know if people see it in stream, why would they want to watch it on my YouTube as well? So offer some kind of variety. They see bounty breaker on YouTube. They then come over to the next stream and go, hey, I saw you did the bounty breaker for Becky. Wow, you did it in 2,000 credits. That's good. That's really good for bounty breaker. It cost me 15,000 or something. Suddenly I'm talking in a conversation to a viewer and they're going to want to stick around because I can be personable. I can say 15,000. Wow, that's a lot, but how good is that card, right? Open-ended questions. Comes hand in hand. It sounds really easy for me to talk about it because I've done this for a year and a half. It took me a year and a half to get Twitch partner. A year of streaming SUPERCARD specifically, wrestling stuff specifically, to get Twitch partner. If I can do that in a year, without promoting myself on YouTube as much as I should have, then the pool is limitless for all of us. So stop doubting yourself. Watch this video, get a couple tips, comment down below if you have any other questions or if you want me to do a part 2 on certain things, and press that go live button. Because we want to see you live, and how are you going to know it's not for you if you don't try it? Thank you guys for watching. Once again, big loves to all of you. Discords, Twitch, Twitters, all that kind of stuff. They're all linked down below. You know the drill. Come hang out, and of course, understand it's not going to happen overnight. Give it your best shot. There'll be a part 2, I guess, so comment down below what you'd like to see in part 2. What I missed, if I missed anything. And I'll see you in part 2.